First of all, y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for this? Because I am. I have to be ready for this because it's time. It's time to talk about it. And girl, I need to talk about it before I forget about it because I'm one of those people. I will forget. First of all, that's why I love a physical book. I love a physical book because my ability to hold information, it's a slight little hole in there. I can rewatch the movie like I never watched it, unless it's like an oldie but a goodie. Like if it's one of my favorites, then yeah. My ability to rewatch a movie like I've never seen it before, it's crazy. It do get the best of me. So I have to go ahead and do my book review. This is my first book review. Hey y'all. This is my first book review. You know why? Because this is the first book that I finished. Girl, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. We gonna learn my reading habits and all that. And we ain't gonna do that in this book review. We'll learn my reading habits as we go. We'll learn what type of reader I am, what type of books I love, what type of books I don't love. That's my scariest moment. Purchasing a book that is not good. And now that I think about it, Amazon had a book that I got on my reading list for sale. And I meant to pick that up. It was $2 off. Every little $2 count. Anyway, we here to do the book review on Holly Jackson's A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This book will go down in history for me because for me to say that I haven't been reading is an understatement. Like that's not a true statement. I try to read. I do read. I enjoy reading. Staying in a book has been a task. Like, I just like a good book, and I just like a book that I love. And like I said, we'll get into what I love and what I don't love. This book I love. This book went viral on TikTok. This book went viral in real life. This book went viral. Not when it was written. It went viral after so many people read it. So the cover art for this was done in 2020. Okay, so maybe it did go viral right after, because it probably went viral in 2022. I wonder, did it go viral during the pandemic though? Why wasn't I reading during the pandemic though? I was so happy during the pandemic, y'all. I was one of the people that was the opposite. Like, I was so happy. It was like people couldn't get close to me in public. You had to stay 6 feet away. We was able to wear masks. Nobody could see our face. Nobody could see who we were. Like, it was just so enjoyable. You know? This book, it was perfect for me. It kept me intrigued. It kept me into the book. And let's talk about all the details, all the reasons why we think. Like, I'm not selling the book. At this point, if you haven't read this book, you're not gonna read it. Well, I just read it. If you plan on, go ahead and read the book. Come back, save me, add me to your save to watch later. Go watch somebody who didn't give you a spoiler. I'm definitely gonna spoil it. I'm talking about the book. I'm talking about the book. I'm gonna spoil it. So the book is about Pip. The good girl in this book is Pip. Pip is the good girl. So A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Pip is the girl. She stay in a small town. She's in high school. She's doing her end of the year. They call it a capstone project. She's doing her end of the year project. She's a A student. Never absent. Don't attend parties. No boys. A good girl. Her name is Pippa. The reason why I remembered her name is because at the beginning of her, when they insert clips of her capstone project, she had her name up at the top. So Pip has a little brother and a dog and parents, of course, a mother and a father. And her best friend, Cara, has a sister. Girl, see, I don't forget already. This is what I'm talking about right here. A girl is missing. A girl is missing, and then a boy committed to himself. So everybody thought. They was girlfriend and boyfriends in school in their senior year. They was girlfriend and boyfriend. So to the public, she went missing, which means he did it, and he himself because he felt bad. So his family became the black sheep family. Like, the kids When they pass by his house, they'll be like it's haunted. The families, the mamas and the daddies stop talking to the parents. But they son, he has a little brother too. His little brother is Ravi. These the main characters in this book. The main characters is Pippa. We call Pip. We're gonna call her Pip from here on out. That's the writer, that's the good girl. And Ravi. Ravi is Sal's little brother. So Sal is the boy's name who himself and was found in the woods. Nobody never found the missing girl, and her name, not me, don't know the missing girl, Andy Bell. Andy Bell is the name of the missing girl. Andy Bell was like the pretty girl, the popular girl, the blonde hair, blue eyes, the popular, pretty girl. Everybody in this town thought her boyfriend offed her and then offed himself. That's Sal Singh. 5 years later, Pip is the one who, on her capstone project, she says she want to solve the murder. She don't think that Sal offed Andy Bell because she knew Sal. In passing, Sal was just a sweet boy, good boy. He was the boy version, well, he had a girlfriend. He was the boy version of Pip. So it was just like he couldn't have. So she links up with Robbie. She goes and she knocks on his door. I want to help solve your brother's crime because I don't think he did it. And that's what they do. They go into cahoots. So it's been 5 years since Andy Bell went missing and Sal Singh was found. And it's been 5 years. And Pip is now a senior in high school. And this her capstone project. Now what happens, it's a lot of little twists and pulls. It's a lot of little things in the book that keep you interested, like that's happening. Me personally, if I would have read this, if I would have knew what this book was about, y'all, I would have had my Mylana, I would have had sticky notes, because I can't even give a good book review because it's so much that went on in the depths of this that was good. I remember she went on to me it's like recapping a movie, except for I read it, except it's been a minute, so it's hard to recap. But in the middle, she went to a slumber party. That was a note in her sleeping bag that was threatening her. They threatened her, told her to destroy her laptop and her SD cards from doing the project. She stumped them out in the woods. They kidnapped her dog. What else happened? First of all, this little helpful, she breaking up in folks' houses. Baby, she pretending to be, what you call that, a reporter on the phone, calling folks' phone, playing on the phone, but she ain't playing. She ain't playing. She dibbling dabbling in some real mess. This girl all at the dope boy house. She all in the hood. She looking at this man's license plate. She all up in this man's though. She had no bars. Fear was not a factor. It was almost as if she was trying to prove her brother didn't do it. Because the things that this girl went through to prove this is so she has started her list of suspects. I would do a deep dive on this, but in order for me to do a deep dive on this book, I have to reread this book, have my notes, and then do the deep dive. We may see. It may be after I read the complete series. When you read the complete series, it'll distort your memory from the beginning. So yeah, I just don't know, but yeah, this definitely deserves a deep dive because there's so much in between these pages that I'm not able to, that I learned when I was reading it, that I went through while I was reading the book, but I can't recap that now because I'm done reading the book. So she had her list of suspects, baby. It's a couple of teachers, couple of parents, couple of kids, and girl, there was just so much going on. These kids had to hit somebody in a hit and run, and girl, the Max Hastings, and then it was too much. Cara, which is her best friend. Her best friend got a sister, Cara, and I can't think of her sister name right now. Cara, and then they had so much going on. And then the Bell family, girl, it was just so much going on that it's just so much going on. So ends up, let me just get to what this book is about. Pip do the project. This what the book about, like not dragging it because it's not a deep dive, because like I said, I already read the book, so there's no sense in me dragging this or trying to make this book review any longer than it needs to be, because yeah. So here's what happened. First of all, they killed the dog. I mean, what the dog? It's always somebody in. She get down to the nitty gritty, come to find out it's her best friend's dad. None of us knew. She didn't know, we didn't know. I don't know. At first, I suspected her best friend. I suspected her best friend daddy back when something happened at the locker. And it was just something about the best friend daddy when they was at that locker, at what he said. He said he didn't report it, something that happened between the girl that's missing, Andy Bell, and another girl that was bullying her. He was saying he didn't report it because da-da-da, and he just whatever. But in my head, when he said that, I was like, he didn't report it because Andy Bell had an older dude, but nobody knew who it was. It was their daddy. It was Pip's best friend daddy, the teacher at the school. So he was who? Was he a teacher at the school? What was he doing at the school? I think he was a teacher at the school. Cause that's crazy. Okay, that's her dog dying. Dang, her dog died way back there. I forgot Pip had and broke her foot or some child. Oh, was that a lie? Girl, so much went on in this dang old book. Mr. Ward. Yeah, and Carol was his turn. Mr. Ward, that was his name. So yeah, they daddy ended up, he the one, he had the affair with Andy Bell. Pip best friend. Can we find out what's Carol's sister name? Cause girl, it ain't Lauren. Who is Carl? Is it Emma? It's Naomi. It's Naomi Carol's sister. I need to look for Naomi name. Yes, her sister name is Naomi. So I told y'all, Pip running around here like a gangster. She done followed this man to the house, called the police and like, I got a killer. Here go the address. Come pick him up. And then she go in the house. The 911 operator tell her to stay in the car, don't go in the house. She like, oh, I'm going in the house. She ain't on the phone. She go in the house to see Mr. Ward. Mr. Ward, of course, is looking guilty, crazy, da-da-da. Girl, he telling her the story about him and Andy. And you know what else? These people be talking to Pip like, it's no way in hell. First of all, he is a killer. She's not scared of a killer. He ain't no killer, but don't push me. She not even scared of the killer. She like, why did you do it? He sitting there stood around, da-da-da. She like, hey, come on with it. Why you do it? I already called the police. They gonna be on the way here. Gonna tell me why. He just was like, me and Andy had an affair, da-da-da. I tried to cut off the affair. She wouldn't let me. She started blackmailing me, boom, boom, boom. He said they had an affair. And what happened was they got into an argument. And I forgot what happened during the argument. They got into an argument, y'all, and I think he pushed her, she hit her head, but she walked out the house, and supposed to him, he thought she went home. That's the end. Well, that's not the end. She supposedly went home, as far as he know. Next day when he found out that she missing, he now turned into a murderer. He ain't even murder her. She just missing, as far as he know. But he know he was the last one. So he couldn't say none of the things that he knew that they was messing around, none of that. He started trying to cover his tracks, and then he is the one who what's his name? Sarah Singh. He the one that set that up, made it look like Sarah off herself when Sarah really didn't off herself. Another thing, when I'm reading the book, I almost forget when he get locked up, when Mr. Ward get locked up, I forget that he offed Sarah Singh, and I'm like, why is he in prison? Why he on trial? He ain't kill nobody though. I be forgetting that he killed somebody, even though he did the kidnapping. Wait a minute. This man, so let's say some weeks later, or maybe a year later, I don't exactly know. He driving and he see a girl, he see a strong-eyed girl. He think it's, what's the girl that's missing? Andy Bell. He gets Andy Bell in the car, take her to the old house that him and his family used to live in. Takes her upstairs, brainwash her, tell her she Andy Bell, feet girl, and kidnaps her. Leave her upstairs in the attic. This is what that girl, this is crazy. Pip goes up to the attic to see Andy, opens the thing, because remember, this was I ain't tell y'all this part. She had come to the conclusion the Mr. Ward, which is her best friend daddy, be gone 3 nights a week to do tutoring. She was like, why is he still doing tutoring? Y'all don't need no money. Your mom, the assets, like, y'all don't need money, so why is he tutoring? So she was like, he got to be going somewhere them 3 nights a week. Where is he going? To her, she was like, he must got Andy Bell somewhere kidnapped, and he going somewhere to feed her. She follows him, doo-doo-doo. She goes up to the attic. Girl, why that ain't even Andy? She said Andy, the girl turned around. She looked like Andy from the back. That girl turned around, baby, that's not even Andy. She asked the girl, she said, what's your name? She said, I'm Andy Bell. Because Mr. Ward done kidnapped her and told her that she Andy Bell done brainwashed the dang on girl because she flipping out. You off the boy to cover your steps? First of all, check your backyard and check whichever way she would have walked or drove home. If you didn't see her, I don't know. Comes to find out, Comes to find out, y'all wanna know who the murder is? The girl's sister. Andy Bell got a sister, and her name is, the girl said, I'm Andy. She said, you is not Andy. Becca? Becca is Andy's sister, and Becca off her sister, child. Watch her sister just puke and die. Okay, so her sister came home. If I didn't tell y'all, girl. Andy Bell was, we already know, like, she was the pretty girl, popular girl. The way, for her lifestyle, she was selling the substances to the kids in the high school at their little parties that they had. They call them calamity parties. And the kids in the high school all come to the parties, wherever they'll be held at. And Andy Bell would be, I told y'all that Pip was all at the dope dealer, huh? It's because Andy was, okay, so Andy Bell was selling the substances. Her sister, Becca Bell, ended up getting bamboozled. It's on the screen. At the calamity party, come to find out, she found her phone that she had contact with her dealer, and she came to find out that her sister, Andy, was the dealer. That was who sold the substances to the kids so that they can get their victim. Yeah, so she confronted her sister and just like, I know Mark well, you selling it to him, and this happened to me, he did this to me, and you the reason. Now you gotta realize though, at this time, Belle is confronting her sister. Her sister just got into it with her old man. Literally, her old man. Not only did she get into it, girl, she got her head put between the washer and the dryer. So like, I really ain't comprehending what you talking about. Like, she just not on that. But you gotta realize, her sister, Andy, like, it just really, people be strange. Her sister Becca, she was just like, what you mean? Because Andy was just like, I don't care. I don't want to hear about that right now. Me, you don't want to hear about this right now. I've been, somebody has, yeah, I don't know what I would have did either. I want to all my, no, okay, that's not an option. But anyway, so Andy they had them a little rumble tussle. Girl, let me not put words in these folks' mouths. But let me get to the end of this book. Okay, yeah, we at the part. Becca Nice I found someone about weed except for one. So when we went out and left me alone, I looked in the room. I found a place where she held the phone and in the substances. I looked through the phone. The contacts was saved with just one letter names, but I read through some messaging, found the person who bought Rohypnol. She used his name in one of the texts, Max Hastings. And I thought that once I knew, we would be able to fix everything and put it right. I thought that when Andy got home, I'd tell her and she let me cry on her and tell me she was so sorry that me and her were going to set this right and make him pay. All I wanted was my big sister and the freedom of finally telling someone. And then Andy came home, Becca said, with a head injury. No, I didn't know that at the time. She said, I didn't see anything. She was just here in the kitchen. I couldn't wait any longer. I had to tell her. And Becca's voice broke. When I did, she just looked at me and said she didn't care. I tried to explain and she wouldn't listen. She just said I wasn't allowed to tell anyone or I'd get her in trouble. She tried to leave the room and I blocked her. Then she said I should be grateful that someone had actually wanted me because I was just the fat, ugly version of her. And she tried to push me out of the way. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe she could be so cruel. I pushed her back and tried to explain again, and we were both shouting and shoving, and then it was so fast. Andy fell back onto the floor. I didn't think I'd push her that hard. Her eyes were closed. And then she was being sick. It was all over her face and in her hair. And Becca's up. Then her mouth was full and she was coughing and choking on it. And I just froze. I don't know why. I was just so angry at her. When I look back now, I don't know whether or not I made any decision. I don't remember thinking of anything at all. I just didn't move. I must have known she was dying and I stood there and did nothing. A girl! And then she went still and I realized what I'd done. I panicked and tried to clear her mouth, but she was already Z-E-A-Z. I wanted to take it back so badly. I wanted to every day since. It was too late. Only then did I see the blood in her hair and thought I must have hurt her. For 5 years, I've thought that. I didn't know until 2 days ago that Andy had injured her head before with Mr. Ward. That must be why she lost consciousness, why she was sick. Doesn't matter though. I was still the one who let her choke to death. I watched her die and did nothing. And because I thought it was me that hurt her head and there were scratches on her arms from me, signs of a struggle, I knew everyone, even my parents, would think I meant to her. Because Andy was always so much better than me, my parents loved her more. You put her body in the trunk of her car? Pip said, leaning forward to hold her head because it was too heavy. The car was in the garage and I dragged her inside. I don't know how I found the strength to do it. It's all a blur now. I cleaned everything up. I watched enough documentaries. I knew which type of bleach you have to use. Then you left the house just before 10:40 p.m., said Pip. And it was you, the security camera, picked up driving Andy's car up Main Street. And you took her, I think you took her to that old farmhouse on Sycamore Road, the one you were writing an article about, because you didn't want the neighbors to buy it and restore it. And you buried her there. She's not buried, Becca sniffed. She's in the septic tank. Pip nodded, her fuzzy head grabbed. Oh, I didn't know she told Pip that she was in the septic tank. What's this? Not in the septic tank. Is this before or after Chris Watts? Girl, Chris Watts. You read this book? Anyway. Pip nodded, her fuzzy head grappling with Andy's final fate. Then you dumped her car and you walked home. Why did you leave it on my road? When I looked through her second phone, I saw that was where her dealer lived. I thought if I left her car there, the police would make the connection and he'd be the main suspect. What must you have thought when suddenly Sal was to get the warning it was all over? She said, I don't know. I thought maybe it was some kind of sign that I had been forgiven, though I've never forgiven myself. But yeah, so y'all, it ended up being Becca. It ended up being her own sister. That's crazy, but not really. But not really. Girl. Crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that ain't nothing but crazy. So Becca Bear ended up being the killer of her sister. And then Mr. Ward ended up being the killer of, what's his name? The man, the boy. Sal Singh. And yeah, and Max Hastings, put him under the jail. Put him under the jail. Girl, I'm now reading Good Girl, Bad Blood. And Max Hastings' trial is starting in. He up that line and trying to look out innocent. Girl, got his mama up there feeling sorry for girl. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, y'all, is a very good book. If you into thriller, they say this is a young YA murder mystery. So that's what I'm gonna say it is. So if I'm wrong, they wrong. Okay. Oh, matter of fact though, the lady Holly Jackson, she said it. I mean, if she wrote the book, she know why she wrote the book. So yeah, it's a young gay murder mystery. And I'm going to stick with this genre until I get back into my reading bag real heavy. Because like I said, y'all, this is the first book. I'm so proud of myself, first of all. I want to say that. I'm never against priding myself on my little victories. I'm a person that like to celebrate my good girl. The good, the bad, the little things I do, all of my accomplishments. And that I read a full book. And I'm halfway through number 2. That's The Good Girl's Guide to Murder. It was very, very good. Let me read the back of it. So this is what y'all will read on the back of it. If y'all, this is the story of an investigation turned obsession. Pretty and popular high school senior Andy Bell was murdered by her boyfriend, Sal Singh, who then killed himself. It was all anyone could talk about. And 5 years later, Pip sees how the tragedy still haunts her town. Now a senior herself, Pip decides to re-examine the closed case for her final project. At first, just to cast doubt on the original investigation, but soon she discovers a trail of dark secrets that might actually prove Sal innocent. And the line between past and present begins to blur. Someone in Fairview doesn't want Pip digging around for answers, and now her own life might be in danger. How Pip came to this conclusion, because I feel like I didn't say this in the thing. So how did Pip know that Becca Bell and Mr. Ward, it was two different? How did she know that it was two different ones? Because when they was threatening her, it was two different people. One person, not one people. Girl, that's like saying my feet. So anyway, one person called her the B word, and they was just like, you know, you bald head, scallywag, ain't got no hair in the bag. One person was talking to her like that, and the other person was calling her Pip, like, stop the investigation before you get yourself hurt. She knew it was two different people that was threatening her. That made her think. And then when what's his name told his story, what's his name? What's the man name? Mr. Ward, the churn daddy. When he told his story, he said the girl walked out his door. He don't know where she went. Da da da. All right, so she was alive when she walked out of his house. Boom. So they arrested the man for everything. But Pip still had this urgent feeling inside of her, like something's missing, something's missing. I missed something. She went back through the trash, the bags, and everything to pull out evidence, to go back through the evidence and realize it was somebody else texting her that said bald head, scallywag, ain't got no hand in the bag. And then she realized this a girl that's texting me, and that was Mr. Ward that was texting me the first. And then she knocked on the Bell's door, and Andy Bell answered. Girl, not Andy Bell answered. Baby, if you knock on the phone door, Andy Bell, baby, let me out. Cause baby, I'm going to, girl, cancel Christmas, cause I just lost my life. Cause baby, I just died in the scene. Becca Bell answered, and she was like, Becca. And when Becca opened the door, girl, soon as Andy asked, not Andy. Soon as Pip asked them, it was like the floodgates of heaven opened up. Cause baby, they just went on to tell their little story. Baby, they went on to tell their little story. Like they was talking about they went to the coffee shop and had got some coffee and went to their homegirl house, and then they just told her everything. I'm not never telling on myself. I'm gonna say this now. Okay, I'm gonna say when I'm locked up, they won't let me out. Like Lori Vallow, they better. See, now they done sending me to life with that. All right, cool. Yeah, gonna send me somebody in here to take my interview, and I'll tell you what happened. Like one time I already like, but until then, baby, if I can give me a little cool 3 to 5, baby, I'm taking this with me. Conscious or not, I got a conscience. I'm talking to God about it. But I'm not saying I do stuff like that. Like, I don't do stuff like this, so that's why I ain't got to worry about stuff like that. That's a Good Girl's Guide to Murder, y'all. This is my first book review. And we'll see how the second book review go. And then we'll learn along the way. That's kind of person I am. I like to learn along the way. So we gonna see. But yeah, y'all, that's a Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. And it is so good. Wasn't a lie told about this book right here, and we'll see about the second book. But yeah, y'all, so that's a Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I know a lot of y'all either read it already or it's not gonna read it because it's not in your genre of books to read. You know, everybody got a genre that they love. It ain't most people like not most people, girl, book lovers. They just love what they love. If you like rom-com, which is romantic comedies for those who don't know, and then you have people who like, what you call that? Like extraterrestrial. I don't know what they call it. Sci-fi. Girl, everybody like what they like. And I can't wait to read a new Stephen King book. Because I haven't read a Stephen King book since my teenage years. And I just really want to know what he writing like. And is his writing still my favorite? And all the things. I just want to know. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all have a great rest of y'all day. And thank y'all for staying throughout this book review. And yeah, if y'all do want to pick it up. So yeah, y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Bye, y'all.